Here we are underway for game 1 of the tightrope Pacific Invitational 5. Here we have the 4th seed, JaeforJett, versus the 5th seed, the Hooligan.
And the Hooligan's locking in straight away with armoured assault tactics, radio intercepting all those radio waves of JaeforJett, and he'll know exactly when the JLI strike. Excellent stuff.
Jay has got OKW in his loadout, and interestingly enough, doesn't have...
What?
He doesn't have...
What am I seeing? What am I seeing? This is craziness. There are no other commanders. I don't believe it, tightrope.
Yeah,
I don't believe it at all.
hopefully he hasn't been spread misinformation. You are allowed to play Overwatch, and it hasn't been banned. So, unusual to see a non-Overwatch commander here, but there we have it.
It's like New Year's Day, and I am really excited. I want to see Elite Armor Doctrine if possible. I know that people have been playing that, especially since it got revamped, but I just want to see it in a competitive tournament setting, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I've been playing it. I don't think it's very good against Soviets specifically, because they always go for the M3 and then they can put a PTRS penal inside and counter the 223, but I think against Brits and US forces it's actually pretty decent.
Nice, fair enough. And speaking of M3s, of course, here he is right now, steaming onto the battlefield, front and rear facing machine guns, ready to cause some real problems for JaeforJett.
Yeah, this is a real big obstacle in the early game for OKW, minimizing the damage from the M3.
Yeah, it has to be, and it's all a matter of, can you wait until your first truck is deployed, or you're going to have to get an early Raketenwerfer, because, you know, M3s can really just wreck your capping orders. They can stop. They can, if you get any squad down to 2-man, you might as well, you know, tuck your tail between your legs and kiss goodbye to your ass.
Yeah, they have. This is lethal.
It absolutely is. We did just have a cut-off neutralization, though. Not that there's many territory sectors yet for the Hooligan, because his 2nd Penal Battalion has only just gotten onto the battlefield. But still, good pressure being put down by JaeforJett there.
Yeah, I mean, we really saw this build evolve during the GCS. Like, players used to go for multiple penals and then get the M3, but nowadays they go for the M3 as their 2nd unit, chuck the penal inside to maximize the amount of time it has on the field and maximize the damage it can do.
It does work. Certainly does. Stern Pioneers going to be lucky in going down the fields rather than the road there, so should be fine. And JaeforJett. What's that?
What is this thing doing, man? It's like spinning around in circles. This is not ideal control.
It's dominance. It's like a young 21-year-old with a Volkswagen Golf, you know, in a parking lot doing donuts. You've got to show that you're a man now. And Daddy's bought you a car.
He's doing a couple handbrake turns, you know, a couple J turns, just mixing it up. Showing off to his mates.
The 3rd Penal couldn't quite make it into the point, and Hooligan is severely lacking resources. He has been able to take this point, but he needs the victory point neutralized as well, because that fuel is still in Jay's hands. Yeah,
this is actually a reasonable start for Jay. Barely any retreat so far. Oh, Satchel!
Ah!
Oh,
and the M3 could have maybe gotten. He's a bit worried about Raketenwerfers now, so in the back of his mind, he's thinking, maybe there's a Raketen out, so he doesn't want to go too close to the base.
Yeah, and those OKW base flaks are pretty powerful against the M3 as well. They can knock it down really quickly. Better safe than sorry. It's also interesting, Hooligan only went for 1 combat engineer as well. Usually you see double combat engineer start to get a little bit more map control, but just the 1 here, maybe that's explaining his slightly slow start.
Yeah, Hooligan's going to float a little bit of manpower now due to that build that he's chosen. Oh, and he didn't cap the fuel there! What was that about?
Oh no. He is off to a shocking start. And meanwhile, Jay's got his tech down already, about 20 fuel away from a looks. He's looking good for Jay.
Yep. So let's start thinking about game 2 then. No, I'm only joking. But when this Lux hits, it's going to be a tricky one. He hasn't even got the munitions. I mean, obviously we've got a little time before the Lux hits, but he's going to have to get the munitions in order to get the PTRS rifles out.
Yeah, that's true. He can't even go for that. He might even have to just go for... Oh, looks that's exactly what he's doing, putting down his tier 2 right now. He knows he's so far behind, he's going to need that assist. Assist
and maybe a maximum. He is up against 4 Foch Grenadiers, so it might be a decent build. And it'll delay tier 3, of course. He's not going to really be able to make an inroad into the middle of the game, but he can certainly preserve his army into the late game and hope to win the overall war rather than just the battles he's been losing.
He's got to be super careful with this M3 now that Jay has access to the Faust as well. Just limits its effectiveness even further.
So, of course, the Dutch did have a substantial Pacific Empire in Southeast Asia, and that's how I like to think that somebody from the Netherlands is playing in this tournament. It's a legacy thing.
Exactly. The Dutch East India Trade Company Mark II.
Correct, and that's what he's looking to establish in this very game. JaeforJett, of course, trying to assert American dominance in the Pacific region. Doesn't want the those pesky Dutch to reassert theirs. Here we go, Foch Grenadiers versus Penals. This is a real patchwork engagement. Bullets are firing everywhere right now, all over the place. First, but nearly bite the dust is Jay, having to get the hell out of dodge, and then he's got a festooned Foch Grenadier in the pocket in the center there.
Yeah, this is just crazy shooting from every angle. But Jay, I think overall is doing a pretty good job here. Like, it's just his territory control is so strong. Even though he's cut off right now, he's almost got every sector on the map.
Yeah, it's been real good play from Jay. Excellent map control, and here comes the Panzer II to solidify said control. But the Zis meets it with its first shot. That's a good piece of fortune and positioning for Hooligan.
He's just getting right on top of it. This is the North American style, going straight into the aggressive position.
Oh yeah. Fighting like a Mexican in boxing right now, just going head down, punching. Got to keep on the pressure because he's got dominance, and I always say that in Co. Especially coming Heroes 2, if you have a little bit of dominance, you have to keep the pressure up. You can't afford to wait. You just have to keep piling it on. Cannot allow Hooligan back into this.
No, well, things are looking really good for Jay. He's got every sector on the map but one.
Nearly. He's halfway to getting that one. I want him to get it before this gets capped. Yes, he will. Look at the TAC map. Oh.
Yep, he
Yay!
did it. Nice work.
I think if you do that, it should be an automatic win. First squad wipe possibly now. Maybe. Got a little bit blocked there. Couldn't quite get it off.
Hooligan now transitioning into a Maxim as well, as you mentioned earlier. I think that is a good idea.
One of the only plays he's got available to him, really. No PTRS penals, so this Lux can go full in. Ham for leather to the hilt, and one more shot required. The M3 is going to bite the dust. Ziskun's suffering, but it's going to survive. And Sturmgewehr's coming in to add insult to injury.
Yeah, he's just putting so much pressure on that Zis, but he keeps reinforcing from that forward HQ. And it's refusing to go down, but he's bleeding a tremendous amount of manpower in the process.
Yeah, he is.
This Lux is just stacking up the kills. 8 kills now. 9 kills.
9 kills and counting. Oh, he's had to move around a little bit.
But he's managed to out-reinforce it.
Oh, Penal could die. Will he pick it off from afar? He's going to go for the shot, you know. Oh, couldn't quite thread the eye of the needle there. This is farming. This is like that Pepperidge Farm simulator to get the drops back in the day.
Yeah, this is really strong stuff for Jay.
I remember this from World War II, by the way. This is authentic. You know, with a tank and men running to an AT gun and turning 90 degrees and the tank reversing slightly. Excellent stuff.
Very common tactic. I believe they call that the improved Blitzkrieg. You know, they had the Blitzkrieg, but this is like Blitzkrieg but better.
Perpendicular Krieg. I love it. Oh, he's gone into the arc of fire. He's a madman. Couldn't traverse in time and finishes off a squad for good measure with a casual over-the-shoulder backhand lob there. Fantastic stuff.
And because he's having to reinforce this constantly, he hasn't managed to save enough manpower for another Zis. Oh, one more shot goes off.
Yeah, he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay.
Oh.
Is he a madman? Yes, he is. This mad bastard. 28 kills. I remember when this thing had like 9. It stacked them so quickly.
Jay tried to run in there for the steal or the salvage, but the machine gun bunker forces him away. He's got to be careful though, he's just getting recruited by the engineers. Hooligan is capping in other areas of the map as well. Oof. Attack ground from the Zis there misses.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. It's not really going to get Hooligan back into things, though. It's got a JLI squad out in the south, just insult to injury, glass in the wound.
I wonder if Hooligan thought, like, man, I just had such a horrible start here. Maybe I'll try and bleed a few VPs off Jay. Try to get faction selection for game 3.
Well, in fairness, he has managed to get him down by 7. That is...
Yeah, I mean, it honestly could matter.
Well, theoretically it could, I suppose. Nice bit of infiltration grenades, just keeping on the pressure. As you say, it is impressive to me that Hooligan has been able to break out and go north and capture some territories at least. Next step is try and connect them.
Oh, come on, mate. Don't get hit yourself, AE, alright?
Or maybe if he stacks the body parts of the remnants of his army enough, he can build a small fort or something. I don't know, I'm just thinking outside the box here.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't build sandbags, he doesn't have conscripts, so that might actually be quite a good idea.
Peanut Battalion is quite low here, he's got a little bit of a tricky retreat path. And he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the suspense.
Yeah, this was a brutal start for Hooligan.
It certainly was. But, 2 Maxims and a lone 4-man penal remaining. What was he spending his munitions on all this time? Was it mines? Yeah, mines.
Yeah, flamethrower. He barely had any map control the entire match, so... Yeah, no munitions.
Might as well have cast a Von Ivan game at this rate. Because this is what Von Ivan does whenever he's losing. He'll always stay in. Oh, mine went off! Fantastic stuff. The Zis could finish him off, but looks like he's still going to be able to get beyond the cone of fire.
Oh, heartbreaking for the Hooligan. And it's not enough to kill. It's one more shot. The looks
Could vanilla satchel him here, maybe? It is an engine damage. Panzer.
38 kills already. This is just an insane kill count.
Something just penetrated it. The base bunker just penetrated it twice, you know.
Yeah, those Dishkas, they do have like really high penetration.
Could die to the base MG at this rate.
Oh my god, that is too funny. Still, I mean, the Hooligan's only got 2 squads to Jay's 8, 9.
Yeah, but these base MGs, mate, I tell you, they're OP. As long as he can keep bringing JaeforJett into his base, into the Palace of Doom, the House of Pain, he might just have a chance.
Yes, good point.
Well made, thank you. Schwerpanzer headquarters is rolling onto the field.
Jace is so far ahead of this stage.
Did they ever make... Is the Scavenger Doctrine Osfin now a build unit, not a call-in unit?
Yeah, you have to build it from tech. It's been that way for... Well, that's probably why you don't see it that often.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was so sure I'd seen it in the balance notes, but on the tooltip, it doesn't say it, because I don't think they've updated the tooltips, but, yeah, never mind. That would have been cool. You could have just rolled 5 of them on. That would have finished the game off sooner.
Yeah, yeah. You probably would have got one of them instead of a squad of Jaegers. But it's no longer a caller, and the hooligan throws in the towel.
Inspirational stuff.
Yeah, so a rough start there for the hooligan. I don't think he's playing up to his potential. I think he's got a lot more in the tank than that, but...
Definitely, he's a cracking player. He's just had a bad game.
Brings it for match 2. Game 2 between JaeforJett and the hooligan. Jay really asserting his dominance in the first match. Very strong start and closed out the game early with some excellent looks control.
It was a bitch slap down, let's call it, and he was the pimp in control. Because hooligan, everything he did not work, and everything JaeforJett did work. It was a classic tale of brutality. But we all know that vertical line, GB vertical line, VHS H square bracket U square bracket ligan is a fantastic player. We've seen him play some amazing tournament games in the past. So let's hope in game 2 he really gets himself back into the series.
Yes, indeed. Well, we see Jay getting off to a double Assault Engineer start. I've heard that this is very popular in the meta strategy on ladder these days. Haven't seen too many matches of it winning, honestly, but maybe we'll get to see that here.
Yep, there we go. Vaulting after the Foch Grenadiers. They've gone for a hard retreat, so good manpower preservation there by Hooligan, denying the Engineers of Assault any early game kills.
And I did see this strategy once. It was from Paul, and he kept both his Assault Engineers like right next to each other, so he could just bully anything. Doesn't matter if there's like Sternpioneer and a Volk next to each other, just anything they run into they can annihilate in the early game. But it's not the strategy Jay's going for. He's kind of spreading out, going different regions on the map.
That's kind of cool. I like how NA strategies permeate within their sector. You know, long may it stay that way. Keep them consigned. Now, what's the word when you've got something contaminated and you like puts tape around it?
Contained?
That word. Yeah, that's it. Ooh, Assault Engineers have been heavily outmaneuvered here, I have to say.
Yeah, this is grim down the road as well on the retreat.
It's a road to death if I've ever seen one. 2 men remain, dropping heavily. Ouch!
We just lost a unit.
Thank you, Sound of Destruction. It was quarantined, and that's AE's campaign for 2019. Quarantine NA plays.
I mean, Jay could have retreated. He was like quite late on the retreat there. He's only got 3 squads. I mean, like, that's unfortunate.
That was brutal. Really was. He's having to build riflemen now. I don't know if he was originally planning on doing that or just going straight for officers. But that early game loss, and they're not cheap squads, 280 manpower.
We're losing a capture point.
Yeah, well, the way I've seen the strategy play out is that you go for this fast lieutenant and then you go for like a double 50 cal. And it's quite hard to maneuver around, especially on like a small 1v1 map like Faymanville. So maybe Jay's had to adjust his strategy after losing that first Assault Engineer.
Important stuff in the southeast there. It looked like the Foch Grenadiers were just able to get within the capping circle to keep the cut-off for the hooligan. So continuing his strong start in game 2. Oh, rifleman could be going down. Oh, very close indeed. Going back to the assault engineer thing, by the way, tightrope, if you just position your camera to the bottom left of the screen, I think if he'd put his squad on the grass, literally just run to the grass and then hit retreat, I reckon he would have survived because the algorithm would have taken him on the grass rather than the road. So he did misplay there, in my opinion.
Yeah, he just stuck around for so long as well. Like, you know, he saw the
entire retreat was along the road, wasn't it? You know, if he'd run to the grass and then hit retreat, maybe he would have survived. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would have been close either way, but you know, you take the extra bit of time to run across the road first. But
it's easy for us to say.
Yeah, exactly, very easy. In the spectator seat.
I love the spectator seat. Keep me here.
Oh, M20 coming in for Jay, being upgraded with the armored skirt straight away, as you would expect. Ligan going for 4 false start. He's got his tech truck out, but not bringing any tech down.
Now he sees the M20 immediately. Tightrope goes straight in with the counter.
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe hold off like some of the other more lightly armored vehicles with Volksgrenadiers and Faust, but the M20's just got a little bit too much firepower and armor to fight that way. You do need the Raketen.
Nice cap there.
Yeah,
the crew. Nice to see. Very dangerous, of course, but still cool. JaeforJett is now re-solidifying his control of the map. He's just captured the fuel in the east. He's currently capturing the fuel in the west. Oh, and he's just seen that the truck hasn't deployed yet, so he knows there's no Fausts. That was a good bit of spotting from Jay.
Yeah, really nice. The M20's got crazy line of sight, so we'll have seen that. Oh, but will he see the Raketen moving up?
He did. I took off Fog of War. He can see it. He can see all the way into base. That's crazy. What a crazy line of sight. He knows he can hit them now. Look at this play from Jay. He knows there's no counter. He's taking bullet fire, but still.
Staying right in the pocket. That's those armored skirts at work there, just soaking up those bullets so much more effectively. Jay looking strong once again.
Yeah, this is lining up to be a very good game. I think he threw away that assault engineer to make it more of a sporting contest.
It's just his territory control is so good. Like, the hooligans just really struggling for any fuel. Slow down his tick so much. Yeah.
I often absolutely correlate map control with practice levels and micro. Well, more so your APM across the entirety of your army, you know. It shows real dedication to your craft if you can control the map, even when you're not winning engagements.
Yeah, hooligan. Oh, gets his Raketen in position. M20 charging forwards to evade it.
Oh, he must know that. How can he still know that the truck isn't deployed? This is crazy from Jay. Yeah. He's just guessing at this point. That was a 50-50 guess, and he was right.
Raketen could go down here as well. M20's knocking it down quick.
Oh, Hooligan's not even pretending he has Faust. He didn't even put the Volksgrenadier forwards towards the M20 to feign it.
M20 gets away. How's that doing? 10 kills already. It's got a lot of fuel as well, so it could transition into a Stuart to follow up, or just anything. The world is his oyster with this many resources.
I've always felt that Jay is a player that's capable of very high levels of play. He's just been inconsistent in like big tournaments and stuff like that, but now and again you'll watch him and you're like, this guy's damn good.
Yeah, he's looking sharp. Might be able to take the trophy home for the Pacific region against these European invaders.
Yeah, trying to set up those Dutch colonies once more. Assault engineers in the east, Volksgrenadiers just popping in their house, and
you know what's crazy? Those assault engineers were hiding behind that bush for probably 4 minutes before they just sprang into life right there.
Look at this M20 plays. He doesn't back away from the Raketenwerfer. He goes forward into battle. Crazy stuff.
Was there Faust available now, though?
Oh, yes, and there it is. The Panzer Fist wasn't initiated because he's scared of the grease gun fire, and he had every right to be because they're setting him on fire right now and destroying that Volksgrenadier squad.
Oh, that is brutal for the hooligan. Finally got his tick down, finally could do a Faust, and in the process of attempting a Faust, lose a squad.
Oh, JaeforJett is slowly gonna strangulate Hooligan. I presume this tournament's best of 3.
It is indeed.
Oh, could be heading on out for an early bedtime.
We do have a major tick for Jay, about halfway done, so he's actually really close to something like a Sherman, which is crazy to think of.
That map control, man, it's been so good from Jay. He's been operating on a double level in this particular series. Oh, Raketenwerfer gets decrewed before it can get a secondary shot, but there is one Faust, and it's been recrewed now. Still outside the cone of fire. Vet 3 M20, look at the acceleration on it because of the veterancy bonus. Even with a damaged engine, it was able to accelerate out of the cone of fire. Oh, did die eventually.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
50 cals guarding the corpse, so might be able to deny that bazooka from getting stolen. Or perhaps not. The smoke looks like it's covered the Steampire needs to capture that. Either way though, as soon as the Sherman hits the field, like, the hooligan's going to be in huge trouble.
Yeah, almost as though the Sherman's there to say, don't pick on my little brother.
Oh man, he got Vet 3 on that. On that M20 so quickly as well.
Yeah. M20, minute 5 to minute 10. How we miss the...
Hopefully Hooligan doesn't forget this Raketten that's right next to his machine gun, because he's gonna need both of them to fend off this Sherman.
Yeah, the Volksgrenadiers are just picking them up now so they can hear your voice. He must sense it though. The fuel control his opponent's had has been it's been weighty. Must sense it. And he is the big boy now. An 11 minute... How many seconds? 38 seconds, Sherman. Oh, it never finishes in time. 40 seconds, 11 minutes 40 for the Sherman. That is insanity. Got the American war machine in full operation.
It reminds me of the days of old of US forces, you know, when they used to just be so strong off the gate, and that would be the strategy, rushing out of Sherman. Jay turning back the clock here.
Oh, the Stone Pioneer's got to be careful. Ouch! Large amount of health damage there. The rifleman might pop out the building. This could be dangerous. There they go. Instant suppression, though. They're going to be safe.
Oh no, what's he doing with that Raketten? Just ran it right into the Sherman. Didn't even get a shot on it. He's got a second squad there for the Faust, and 2 Rakettens are nearby. Sherman could go down here. Got to make use of the smoke.
Yeah, it's got to pop them. There they go. Rounds fire high. One more shot.
Late.
He gets it. Abandoned, though. It's been abandoned. Bit of major artillery as well to help out, I think. Yep, there we go. Just trying to clear the Raketenwerfers. Where's that rear echelon at? Still in the house. Needs to... There he goes. Going to start repairing straight away. Got to clear the area though. Another Raketenwerfer sneaking up. He's going to finish it off. Will he get it? The van's in the way, you know. Might hit the van here.
It might.
Oh, onto the van's engine. Gets the Sherman. Is he back in it, tightrope, or not?
Oh, he just lost the Raketten to the 50 cals.
Ouch.
That was a good attempt. He has gone for the spec ops, so he can, you know, he doesn't have to worry about taking at the very least, can go straight for the command panthers, so it's one way you can make a comeback, but he is really far behind still.
Let's see what this Panzer II can do. It's largely unmitigated on the battlefield at the moment. look at the fuel of JaeforJett, you know.
Yeah, just about ready to pop out another Sherman. Can he steal back that Raketin though? That's the question. He's going for it.
Yeah, he got it. So good material now for Hooligan at least. He's actually overtaken his opponent in terms of population cap with that Raketin steal. Or re-steal, rather.
Americans are making a push.
Here we go. Nice first shot there for a change.
Nice. Good major artillery usage. That's the thing with this commander, you know. You can save for the 240mm artillery, but you don't really need to. So spam that major arty. Especially Vet 2 with that major. Gets the extra shells.
I remember that patch change where they increased the shell barrage of the major. It was a really underrated change in my opinion. And I have increasingly seen the major artillery is in use, like, just across the entire game, in general, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be the case with the major. You wanted it to die. It was just so useless. Unless you were using it for forward retreat point, you just actively wanted it dead. But I think now, the amount of utility it has, it's actually really good.
Standing by for second.
Yeah, many a cast it was, what's just died? The major, oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like the major these days. Even making use of the recon pass can be really helpful if you don't have that in your commander.
Sherman's going to go through the pocket here. Hit the Luke's in the back. Big shot. Might try and finish him off here, but the Raketenwerfers are lying in wait. There they go. Will he get the shots in? Yes, he will. And he's got a clear escape path, unless the truck can run after him. No, the truck's not going to do that. And it's a good job for the Sherman. What? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he was very far behind.
Come on. He was, but it wasn't over, surely. He just got the Sherman. Oh, no, he didn't. That was his thing that died. My bad. Okay. No, yeah, he did. Of course, I just cast that, but come on. Keep going.
So,
He kept going in the previous game, and that was definitely over. This one wasn't fully super duper over, was it?
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh.